In this unit, I will introduce to you prosperity thinking, which is the sweet spot between humans and the planet, meaning a methodology that overcomes market-centered approach, including human and planet-centered thinking. Last year, we produced artifacts that were exceeding in mass the overall living biomass that we have on the planet. And this makes us responsible of what happens around us. In this, food is one of the biggest industries, and it's valuated 13 trillions, and we know it's experiencing disruptions, like make drinking water accessible to everyone, while not generating non-biodegradable waste that lasts 1,000 years. This is an example of a challenge we all have. And this challenge is among many that we can find in our system. Unfortunately, in our school books, we are taught to live in an ecosystem where we have, the food pyramid, and we are on top of it, and we can eat them all. Unfortunately, this is wrong. The place where we are on top of a pyramid does not exist, as we live in an ecosystem where we live and are part of nature. In this perspective, when we say the word we throw away, we just mean nothing, as there is no away. If we throw something in our planet, we throw something here on our feet. And as we throw it here, with some water will go into the river and then into the sea, and then some fish will eat it, and then we will eat it again. So it's all connected, and we are part of this system that we cannot ignore, and we cannot live into a system that will ignore its future. So for that, we have to think differently and to evolve the way we think about innovation. We started several years ago with a market-centered approach, making people want things, and that produced a lot of goods, a lot of wealth also. But those goods were, there forever. And we were surrounded by goods we didn't need and we didn't want. So human-centered came along, and we started to, think about convenience, about making things people want. And that's great. So we are surrounded by objects that we really desire. Although this has created, the idea that we can consume all the resources for our pleasure, for our needs. But this is not true, as we are actually, borrowing from our future, as we cannot overcome the boundaries that our planet has. In fact, we need to move from the human-centered to the planet-centered, where we consider also the planets in our innovation processes. And this, making things planet wants, also includes us, as we are part of this planet. Somebody says there is no planet B. As that is true, as we need to take care of our planet A. In order to do that, we created prosperity thinking, which is an innovation methodology that helps people to find a good balance with nature. In order to do that, we identified a green zone of innovation which has two boundaries. An upper boundary, which is what people will use, as if we produce something that people will not use, it is a waste. And an upper boundary, which is an ecological ceiling that, it's what our planet can sustain. And it's basically composed of, all the natural resources that we can use. And I'm spending 2 words by saying that we cannot use without regenerate. So sustainable, it's not enough in this world, as we need to move beyond sustainability to regenerate our planet. That's why we need solutions that move beyond the product level to the system level, as we cannot say somebody else will take care of our waste. We need to consider that we, as the one that are producing goods, we need to take care of the service, to dispose, to the system impact, and to the systemic impact in the long run that our products or service will produce. And this is very important to link what we call the micro level innovation, what our products actually does, with the macro innovation, so how the system that uses our product should organize for disposing it. And all the technologies, all the solutions that we can put in place for this are part of our innovation approach. This is because we have this green zone of innovation that is between the human need and the planet means. And in the example before, we for sure need to have access to clean and convenient drinking water, as without water there's no life. But we also need to keep plastic out of the ocean at the beginning. And in this, all the technologies, all the solutions coming from universities, coming from companies, corporations, social system need to be evaluated at the design time, as later is too late. In this mission, the only true is that we need to be all together.